drama. Anyway, welcome back. You know who I am, you know who we are. Well, actually, read it on my top. Stu's behind camera today. I'm here. Well, actually, I've learned more in the last hour about a particular engine that's in this car than I've ever known in my entire life. We're here with a car that's one of three built for rallycross, time attack sort of stuff by DJM, I think it was DJM Motorsport. It's a one of three Peugeot 106 with a Ford Cosworth four-wheel drive running gear, makes about, we're looking at upwards of 400 horsepower, runs 2-bar boost. So, again, less than 1,000 kilos, we estimate. It's all fiberglass, less than 1,000 kilos, four-wheel drive, and 450 horsepower. Let's see what happens. Anyway, so quick rundown of the car. I just mentioned briefly what it was about. I think this car should be called the Widowmaker. I don't know how Dan feels about that, but this is Dan who owns the vehicle. This is a pretty special bit of kit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. At the moment, its moniker is the Unholy Trinity.
This car is making, well, it was dynoed at 330 horsepower at 1.2 bar,
yep.
And it's now running
2.2.
2.2 bar boost. So you can imagine what that's going to be like in a car that weighs in or around 1,000 kilos. Like, it's going to be a missile. I'm really excited to drive it. We're going to have a quick walk around the car and just have a look at what a massive project this would have been for someone or for a team of people to do. We'll open the bonnet and have a look first anyway. So I know the backbone of it, but I'm sure Dan's going to give us a bit more information. So it's well, let's start from the top. So it's 2-litre Cosworth.
Yep, 200, long studded block, 2-wheel drive head, pocketed pistons for the BD14 and BD16 cams, headwork, T38 turbo, various bits of aluminium bling around it, alley rad, big intercooler, grey injectors. It's just pretty much hooligan, really.
It is, isn't it? I mean,
paddle clutch. It's just a bit tricky to drive, but once you're rolling, it makes you smile.
And it's front-wheel drive as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So traction, you know, depending on how you're driving and what the conditions are,
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Even in the wet, it's not too bad. High speed is a little bit bumpy, but when it's yeah,
160 mile an hour on
around a bend
in Mexico, obviously.
It's a bit tricky. I mean, so when it gets to sort of go over a bump, gets a bit airborne, you hope it's going to scrabble and straighten out.
The really interesting bit that you told me about this was how I presumed that it would be a Ford Cosworth that had a Peugeot 106 body put over the top, but it's far from that. It's all custom, isn't it?
106 body shell and floor pan with a tunnel added with the mounting points to put Sierra running gear in. So
and
it's
they've
not
used
body
the
swap.
original 106
Yep.
strut mounts.
Yeah, you can see plated up where the drive shaft holes were and all that kind of stuff. It is a 106.
I mean, the time that must have gone into that.
Yeah, a very talented man that built it.
Yeah,
knows
you
what
can imagine. So, T38 turbo, a load of upgraded bits, huge intercooler. You said the intercooler was out of a race car?
Audi R8
race car
that did Le Mans.
Well, there you go. As if that's not special enough. So moving round, I mean, I know a bit about Cosworth engines, but the name says it all. I mean, they speak volumes.
Synonymous with power.
Exactly. Yeah.
Every time there's a Cosy engined car on the channel, it's always mental.
People like Cosworth stuff because they did so well. They've done a lot of stuff, and I know about it now, thanks to Dan. In the last hour, they've done a lot for British motorsport. Anyway, so as in terms of factory stuff. Headlights, windscreen, roof.
Doors, that's about it.
That's about it. Yeah. So basically, on the floor pan, you said the floor pan.
Some of it.
Yeah,
Just some of it. The outside bits, the middle bit, that's something else.
It is bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's have a quick. Do you want to come and have a look in the boot? I think the first place we'll start. Obviously, we've done the engine bay. We'll have a look. Do you want to lift the boot up for us? I don't quite know how to open it. Look at the hips on it. Look at it.
It's wide, isn't it? It's like
It's
Porsche.
got a J-Lo arse on it.
It's like your Porsche.
Yeah. In fact, it's probably as wide as the Porsche. Yeah. Right, give us a quick rundown. So that's a massive fuel cell is the first thing I'm seeing.
Aluminium bespoke fuel cell. I mean, it's not a polished show queen. It's like a functional car that gets used.
To be enjoyed.
You can go around it, pull it apart and say, why haven't you done this, why haven't you done that, this is a bit shady. But once you're driving it, you don't really care about that.
Yeah, you're just enjoying it.
Yeah, I was staving off the fear of death.
Yeah, carbon fibre seats, carbon fibre...
One carbon fibre seat, the other one is just fiberglass. That's one I had out the store of bits.
This has got to be less than 1,000 kilos, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, it's not a big car, and a lot of it's fibre. Is this the wings are fiberglass? Are they?
Yeah, the wings, rear quarters up to there are fiberglass.
Right, and then you've got the steel roof
lid.
on top.
I have got a fiberglass bonnet and doors for it. If you want to take some more weight out of it.
It's just balmy. I could. This video would be 2 hours long if I went into all the detail and everything that I've learned in the last hour or so, couple of hours. And Dan is obviously, he knows way more about it than I do. But the four-wheel drive, and it's got they use different diffs and all that sort of stuff, and but it was built for. You said obviously it's a race car, but it was used in time attack.
Yeah, this one was as I said, the red one was a road car, and I actually met the owner last year.
Yeah.
He lives locally. So
right.
Yeah, strange thing to bump
into.
What
are the chances?
Yeah,
right, yeah.
Pretty weird. The silver one ended up with some WRC mechanics in it, so this is probably the only one that is still taxing MOT.
It's a one of one, really.
It is. It's
Let's face it. Have a look inside. But got to have a look inside here, right? Because the first thing I noticed, even though it is a race car, first thing I noticed was under the glove box on the passenger side, there's a brake servo in there.
Yeah.
You couldn't just run. Well, there's no room for a brake servo under the bonnet for a start.
No, not really.
So,
no room for a battery in there either.
Did you put it in, or was that something that when they built it?
That was already in there. I mean, that will be coming out because I've put a pedal box in it.
Yeah.
So you can get decent brake bias and put hydraulic clutch in it. At the moment, with a paddle clutch on a cable, it's a button.
But yeah, it's on or off.
You leap and then change gear.
Yeah. Adds to the fun though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Have a look inside. You've probably seen shots from inside. So you've got OMP steering wheel, snap-off steering wheel. You've got a bleed valve here, I suppose, to control your boost.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old-fashioned.
You're feeling.
That's it. Yeah. The old school bleed valve in there. Still got the 106 dash. Well, the whole top half of the dash. Obviously, the transmission tunnel's different because.
And it does have a heater.
It's still got a heater in it as well.
Yeah, it's got a heater.
So it's still. I mean, it's all race car, which, as we like on Motor Annex, I like to see something different, and I think we all do. But if you get something that's what we reckon now is actually one of one. Brakes, wheels, tyres, brakes. What have we got in there?
Wheel with 6 spots on the front.
Yeah.
Piston bells, grooved and vented on the rear. Standard calipers, braid wheels. Yokohama 888 tyres, not Yokohamas. We have got Yokohamas on there.
And the Evo Sierra Sapphire shocks, are they, did you say?
Also got rose joint adjustable track control arms from Comp Brake.
Yeah.
So there's some nice bits under there.
I mean, what's going to catch it on the road? There can't be much that's going to be like, no, exactly. I mean, there's not going to be much that's going to keep up with it. And even if you put it on track, if you could drive it and you had the confidence, I mean,
you can chase motorbikes with it.
I bet. Yeah. And you reckon it's got to be over 400 horsepower?
Yeah, I do.
As it is.
Yeah, we not like pub figures where you got 550 horsepower running 2 bar. It's got a genuine 400 plus.
At least, in something that's that.
I mean, as it was dynoed at 1.2 at 330 at the flywheel.
Which would have still been blisteringly fast anyway.
It's still fast, but now it's running proper boost. It is quick.
Well, anyway, that's a quick rundown of the car. I mean, it is, again, like we said, we've come to a place where there's just a lot of random stuff. Look behind you, there's a turbo Honda Civic just sat there, minding its own business. But what we want to do is get on the road and have a look and see how it drives and stuff, because I think this is it is going to be the only time that I'm going to get to be in something like this, because there's only one of them. So we're going to go on the road, see what it goes like, and maybe take a change of underwear with me. Who knows? Dan's going to drive, so I'm in safe hands, apparently. It's so tiny inside, I forgot how small they were. Because there's not many on the road now, because they're getting a bit old, aren't they?
Yeah, this is also a bit of a hybrid, this car. later lights in it compared to the dash. It's got like Mark 1 dash, Mark 2 lights.
Oh, okay. So it's a was it 91, 92 car?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Oh man. It's probably one of the first times I've actually been like, this feels like it wants to kill someone. It's one of those cars when you're sitting in it, which like my cars do, it has to be an occasion, doesn't it? It feels like an occasion when you get into it. Like, yeah, like this is going to be, you can just go from A to B in it just for the sake of it. 5-minute job, isn't it, getting in?
Now I've just got fat since I've had surgery.
We're in. Right, so welcome back. We're in the 1,000 kilo, 450 brake car at a guess. We're going to do some windy roads and some straight lines, which I think it's going to be good at by the sounds of things. It's a 5-speed, isn't it, you said?
Yeah. I mean, it's not too bad road manners for a modified car.
No, it doesn't crash about, does it?
No, it drives a bit better than you think it's going to.
I expected it, coming out through a country road like that, I was expecting it to be like, you know.
I mean, if you did use it seriously for track days, you could, with a change of wheels, drive it.
Yeah, to and from. How far have you driven it?
What, furthest distance?
Yeah.
Maidstone.
Oh, okay. And it was alright, like you didn't.
Once it's on a motorway, like it's like a road car, it's alright.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds good, doesn't it? Them brakes must be unbelievable in a car this size.
No, they need sorting.
Really?
Yeah, that's like the
less. Jesus, fuck! They told us to stop swearing on the channel. It's a bit fucking hard. Oh my god. Oh jeez.
glove.
So you mean about the pedals? Like there was no room there, was there? Woo. I'm instantly sweating. I wasn't sweating 2 minutes ago, and I'm sweating instantly now. Jeez, and the heaters aren't even on either.
No.
It's quite.
Blinding.
It's brilliant. It's quite, because it's not crashing around. It feels like you could go quite quickly in it without feeling unstable. Like it feels like it could do what it's doing, and you've got confidence in it. You know.
When I first drove it, when I first bought it, you couldn't.
It felt bad, worse.
The wheels were rubbing on the springs, the wheels were pointing in different directions, you couldn't steer. It was just awful. And it used to get what I call a death shake.
Right.
It hit a certain frequency, you go over a bump and it would just start fucking shaking.
Yeah, no good, no good.
What it was one of the pinch bolts in the uprights had stretched.
Right, okay.
So the upright was rattling about on the track control arm.
You just happened to notice it when you went over
Only
it?
after I put a new set of coilovers on it, new wheel bearings, new track control arms.
You dodged a bullet there, you dodged a bullet, jeez.
Yeah, so I changed 1,200 quid worth of suspension for a £3 bolt.
Yeah, but it does drive well. I mean, it feels good, if I'm honest, for a complete race car. And you raise the suspension up a little bit,
yeah, because all the drive shaft angles were wrong, the steering angles were wrong, and it was just fighting itself and pulling drive shafts out and shitting wheel bearings.
And then you're into unreliability, you know, how long can it survive when the drive shaft's pointing up and all that sort of stuff.
And we had a brake problem where people are bolting brakes on. rear.
Fucking hell.
We've had a coolant leak.
Oh, you smell it?
Yeah, no, I see it poking out of there. I said that it would have a funny moment, didn't I?
Jesus. Fuck me, it goes right though.
Let me just...
Yeah, knock it off, see what's happening. Dun dun dun! Drama. You pop those on?
Yeah. No.
You've got a temp gauge on there, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's opened down at the bottom of the rad, so...
It was pumping it out at a fair rate of knots.
Yeah.
It might be the cap.
It was around that area, wasn't it? Don't film me while I'm doing this. I'm trying to air my armpits a little bit. Anyway, that was. It's not a lot of footage, not loads. We haven't done quite the long piece of drive that we normally would do, but that was a snapshot into driving something that feels like a grenade. So, yeah. So that's what a Peugeot 106 with 450 horsepower feels like. It doesn't, first thing, it doesn't feel like it's going to throw you off the road. It's very compliant, very like, it's almost docile, I would say, until you're really, really pinning it. Absolute rocket of a car, but it feels light at the same time. It's really hard to describe. I mean, not having been in a car like that before, you can't really compare it to anything, which is probably why it's so fun at the end of the day. I don't know what it would be like on a track. I can't imagine anything that would... I'm sweating still, sorry. I started sweating for about 30 seconds into the drive. As you can see, Dan obviously knows the car very, very well and exactly how to drive it. He's got full confidence in it, and I had confidence in him as a driver because he looks like he's handling the power. So, trying to sort of compose myself a little bit. If you like what we've done today, if you want to see more crazy stuff, I think that's about up there in the top couple of things that are crazy. Like, comment, subscribe. If you could share it, we'd be eternally grateful. We've got loads more stuff coming up on the channel. Builds, we've got so many builds and loads of stuff at the track next time. So if you want to see more of this type of stuff, if we can get hold of it, because it's 1 in 1, then follow us. Thanks very much.
I got blessings falling on me. I got weapons, need no army. Stat like Tetris, you don't know me. Stat my fatty, you don't know me. Okay, hey now, it's a new kid on the playground.